Are you an insurance agent with a lot of leads and maybe you're calling different states and you're wondering, how can I sustain this? How do I get a local number inexpensively? Well, you found the right video. We're going to dive into how you can purchase local numbers, how you can use dialers, what a dialer does, as well as how to mitigate some of your spam likely risk that really robs you of the opportunity that you may powerfully have in front of you. So we've got a special guest, Summer Say Hey from prospectboss.com.
Hi, thanks for having me today.
Thank you for coming on. I mean, so many insurance agents, especially when they're a telesales agent, they're going statewide and they got lots of states. And sometimes they'll make a mistake of using, let's say, a California number to call Texas. That's a very bad day when agents do this and wonder why they're not getting pickups. And sometimes they don't know where to purchase local numbers or even how much this would be. So let's maybe dial into what an agent would need to be able to get a local phone number to that state with you guys, because we've seen a lot of that as well being
Yeah,
an issue.
so we offer the opportunity to purchase additional numbers with our system. So if you don't know what we do, we're a multi-line dialer, all-in-one lead generation solution. We recently just started doing DID registration, but in conjunction with that, we do have the opportunity to purchase additional numbers, which means that you can purchase numbers that are local to your area. This just means that you can choose an area code that you would be calling the most out of. So, like Jason said, you don't want to call from California to Texas with that type
Right.
of number. So you could, if you're selling in Florida, Florida is a pretty big state, but if there's one area that you think you call the most to, then you can purchase an area code for that area. But we also do additional phone numbers. So if you are prospecting, say you live like in Miami, and then you are maybe calling like Fort Lauderdale, Naples, and all those different cities like within that area because it's so big, and there's you maybe want to try just purchase additional phone numbers. So you can like cater one to a specific area that you may be making calls to. Another idea that you can try is having different accounts for different areas. So if you're an agent that sells in different states, if you have the like license to sell in different states, then you could also try doing that as well. So have one for Florida, you can have one for Texas, you can have one for California, Nevada. So it's just, whomever you're calling to see if they're interested in doing a policy with you, then you can just cater it to those phone numbers and those area codes because you don't want to raise any red flags by calling from a whole different area.
Absolutely. And we are so blessed as an agency here to partner with just powerful agents that sell life and Medicare and annuities here at jasonfinalexpense.com. But they've got so many states, right? They're coming that maybe one person in our agency lives in Hawaii, another person lives in Montana, and maybe they're going to work Texas, or maybe they're going to work Alabama, or wherever they choose to work, right? Maybe they're going to work California, it's a big state, or they choose to work Florida, but they need to have the right number to get better pickup rates. And that's a big deal. The fact that they can have multiple accounts, work campaigns in that state. You got a better chance of a pickup for those of you watching when you have local presence, a local number for that state. If I call you from a number, right, somewhere that you don't even understand or see, you're like, I don't recognize that. I don't know anybody in that state. You're not going to connect with me. You're probably going to click on that phone call, right?
Yeah, yeah. My phone, actually, it's funny. Like, it has a hard time. Agents would love calling me, or I guess they do. Like, most of my calls don't show up as spam, so I'm like one of the rare people I'm like answering because I never know. Working like
Yeah.
here and different like marketing things. It's just kind of like, okay, let's see what's going on. But usually it's a Medicare Advantage plan.
Oh, I know,
So,
especially now, right? Oh, so many agents are
open
into that
enrollment.
season. So frustrating.
Open enrollment season is here.
Exactly. So you can get $3 basically to get a number. That's a pretty low price to pay to have potentially higher pickup rates. And now
Yeah,
another thing that a lot of agents get frustrated with is even when they have a number, they're now being thrown into spam likely, right? Where they go straight to voicemail, like they're being blocked.
yeah.
How have you helped, insurance agents get through the noise of that when they're working there, a CRM and a dialer like what you guys are there? How do they navigate through the spam likely? What have you done to help an agent in that area?
Yeah,
Because spam
so
likely is a big thing.
Mhm. Yeah, so in 2022, the FCC came out with a law called Stir Shaken, which just makes it harder to make your phone calls as an agent. It just increases the chance of people marking your calls as spam likely and your calls getting flagged in general. So we have been offering the DID registration, I think maybe for about a year now. We've been offering it, and it helps you register your phone number with mobile carriers to reduce the chance of your calls getting marked as spam likely. We do all the work for you in that regard. You just like purchase the phone number from our website. If you just go to prospectboss.com and then go to products and then click the ID registration, you can purchase it right there for $99. Or if you know you're already like on a sales call and you want to ask our sales agent some questions about it, if you're curious, then you can feel free to do that as well. But basically, it just helps you register your number so that way you're more under the radar when you're making those calls. And like Jason said, when we talked about the outbound numbers, and that's a good option to do in conjunction with the DID registration. They're only $3 a number, and you can pick the area code of your choice. It isn't going to change if you call an area code outside of that one. But if you do cater more to one specific one, or I don't know about you, but like I live in Georgia, I know most of the area codes in our state. So,
Yeah.
even if it's maybe a different one, but you're calling from the middle of the state to the south of the state, well, that's not completely, a terrible thing. People move all over. So that's just an idea to throw out there. But yeah, if you're calling from different states too, then you can also just get another account and then prioritize different area codes per account. But we recommend registering your number with a DID, adding some outbound numbers. We recommend doing at least five, but it's really just your prerogative and how many calls that you're making. And we also recommend doing our two-line dialer. If you're familiar with our products, you probably know us to have one, three, and four. And we realized that having three calls going at a time is something that was setting off the spam likely issue as well. It was just kind of drawing more of a flag to it. So we saw the need to reduce that. And one way we thought of it was just doing the two-line dialer instead. So maybe if you have a three, we recommend changing it, just giving us a call and changing it to a two to see if you have better luck with that, if your pickup rates haven't been as high as they normally are.
Absolutely, because it's all about the pickups. I mean, you
Mhm.
can, just go crazy with a 4 or 5, 6 line dialer, like a lot of places will try to sell you. And what has happened is you're not going to sell as much because you're going to get sent straight to voicemail. The
Mhm.
stir shaking issues are going to cause your number to get just trashed when you're just trying to make money in the industry. It's a big deal. So you want to
Yeah.
have the best chance of getting those dials. Uh, all the way through to the point it actually rings instead of you getting robbed of the opportunity because you didn't know about Star Shaken or even the spam risk. And I love the fact that you guys will help an agent all the way through. You guys kind of give them white glove service when it comes to registering their numbers for somebody that maybe, some agents aren't as tech savvy. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
one where I just buy fresh leads, use my fingers. And, I've seen many a dialers and CRMs in my lifetime, but a lot of agents really need a good CRM and a good dialer like what y'all do. And so you guys will take an agent that's brand new, doesn't really know what they're doing, and you're going to actually white glove onboard them and help them understand how easy it is to register their number. And you do that for them so that they don't have to go get frustrated. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. We register the number for them. All they have to do is purchase the product, and then we let them know when it's processed and it's ready.
And that's a big deal. I mean,
Yeah.
ease of use is important, but then in high engagements, I mean, I have a dialer that kind of does the work. And you guys, it's not only just computer based. You also have cloud based systems. So if someone's on vacation, they can still be using the force multiplication tool that you guys possess, even if they're abroad or visiting family.
Yeah, it's a web-based software. So you would just go to prospectross.com or a portal where you log in from there, and then you can use it. Yeah. So hardware, anything that you have to download.
That's nice. So somebody doesn't need some expensive computer to be able to use your dialer.
No, it's not Adobe. I don't
Right.
know.
Thank goodness. But some
Any other
agents don't
fellow
know
graphic
this.
designers there, you probably feel
Now,
my
wouldn't
pain, but yeah.
absolutely. And now let's talk about an agent that's like a hand dialer, right? Maybe they're like me. They're like, I just use spreadsheets. I'm printing stuff off. I'm using my fingers and finding success. When they import their numbers with a CSV file, okay? And for those of you watching, it's putting all your data that you've purchased with compliant leads. And if you need good leads, even age leads under 90 days old for $2 a piece or less, reach out at jasonfinalexpense.com. We'll get you those resources for leads. But they've got these leads in a file. Now they upload them, and your team helps them with white gloves to help them know what to do. How easy is it for them once they have their leads in there just to hit that button and go to town? And
Yeah, so you can set up calling campaigns. You can use our marketing automation features, but if you haven't used a dialer before, then we're here to help. We have an onboarding specialist, so if you are interested in our product and then you do follow through with purchasing or you thought about it, then you can do an onboarding call with us and he will walk you through on how to use the system. He's very patient and tries to answer all of your questions to the best of his ability. And then when you do get started and you feel a little more comfortable to start rocking and rolling with it, we do have a good tech support guy, and he can actually walk you through how to do different tasks with this system on your computer. It's not really an ordeal of just chatting an agent and them just kind of like giving vague instructions. It's more he can actually like use a software to log in to your system and then like help you resolve that issue directly at the root.
that's nice. I mean, to know that you got somebody that's going to be there for you when you're in the middle of something that may be
Mhm.
new. For a lot of agents, they need the local numbers to get a higher chance of pickup. They want a dialer so that they can kind of take their fingers out of the mix and hopefully, find more success. It's important for agents to know that they've got a resource like this, and especially the way you guys register their numbers for them to minimize their spam risk.
Yeah.
That's a big help. And when they have opt-in leads, and that's an important thing for those viewers watching, make sure you're purchasing leads with opt-in permissions that you can use certain tools like this. Do you guys also have you got ringless voicemail? I know that's a big thing these days. You've got some extra resources there at prospectboss.com. Maybe share with the viewers what that looks like.
Yeah,
Some of your
we
additional
have
resources.
yeah, thanks for mentioning that. We have email marketing, SMS, text, video messages, the ringless voicemails, like you mentioned, and then automated drip campaigns to where you can automate all of those features to stay top of mind with your prospect. But yeah, I was on a call last week with a real estate agent actually, and he was saying that he's been utilizing the ringless voicemail feature a lot. So this whole conversation's really been about how to avoid voicemails and your calls
Right.
going straight to there. But that's more in conjunction with it being spam likely. But with the ringless voicemail feature, you can call a prospect and just leave a voicemail purposefully. And we've seen that that helps gain some traction with the prospects because they like the fact that their day isn't being disrupted. People are in meetings all day, they have calls. So it's just a good idea to be able to engage with them without having to disrupt their day. And I think we should, you know, get give that a try if you're interested because it'll help you just engage it in a different type of way because everybody, is trying to call all the time or trying to text, but this might help get their attention in another fashion.
Especially since you guys have the templates for them to be able to know what to say. Because some agents stumble over their own tongues when they're trying to leave a voice message. And I get it. I stumble over my own tongue at times myself. So it's nice that they've got templates that you've designed there to help them kind of stay smooth as they're getting ready to leave these messages. Because you got to have a clear message if you want a chance of making good money for those of you
Yeah,
watching. That's why what you say matters.
yeah, definitely.
And a
But
ringless
yeah,
voicemail
I
is
mean, it
power.
helped just kind of a different way to generate curiosity about
Mhm.
how, oh, what do they call me for? What's going on? And I think it's another good
Right.
thing too. If you already had an initial follow-up call, then it would be a good way to try to initiate another conversation versus, some people are scared to call too many times because they might like lose interest. So that might be a good way after like an initial call, if they did show interest, to follow up with them again.
Absolutely. And then it's not going to disrupt them if they're in a meeting or driving. It's just like leaving that message pretty fast. Now, when you do ringless voicemail, it's something that's new to a lot of people that may be watching. How many ringless voicemail drops can you do if you had, like, let's say 300 leads that had opt-in permission and were compliant to do so with? How long would that take you to do 300 at a time?
300, I'm not sure on the time. I think it would depend on how many like calls you're making and how
Sure.
long it would be. But since we do have the auto dialer, I mean, you can rotate
Good.
with those numbers pretty fast. And then you could have like the script in front of you in the system because we do allow you the opportunity to upload a script. So then you can have the script right in front of your face and just shuffle
Like,
through those calls pretty quickly.
that's so nice. It's nice to have, some technology that takes care of folks that make things as easy as possible. I mean, the business of being an insurance agent is not easy. It's simple though, and it's nice to have scripts up in front of you, so you can leave
Mhm.
voicemails when you need to, and just be as dynamic as possible. So I appreciate you, Summer. Anything else the
Yeah.
audience needs to know about how you guys operate and what you can do to help them?
Well, just to recap, you can try if you are having lower pickup rates with our system, then maybe try navigating over to a two-line dialer. If you haven't already registered your number, try that. Then get additional outbound numbers as well. We recommend doing 5. If you've done all those things, and you are a customer, we thank you. But if you're new to our system and would like to give it a try, we recommend doing those to start with. And then depending on your industry, we do have data and leads available. And this is insurance. So yeah, we definitely have plenty of insurance leads available if you are interested in that as well. And you could load them into our system. But if you have any other questions, I mean, you can go to prospectboss.com. Our number is 800-662-4009. And then we do have a sales direct number that you can call or text, and it's 912-491-2497. We also have a tech support number that you can call directly or you can send a text message as well. It'll be 912-491-2840. If you are interested in doing a demo with us, then you can find the demo link on our website under the demo section. But if you are interested in doing an onboarding or scheduling an onboarding call, then you can reach out to Mary at prospectboss.com and she could send you that link over. That's our sales rep.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and educating the audience. Appreciate everything you're doing out there for not only the agent force, but also other niches as well that need good dialers. So appreciate you. Thank you so much, Summer.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on.